Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gurren Otaku Council podcast. As always, I'm your host, Ace. That's my boy McMillian over there. And today we got a good one for you. Today we got the Eminence and Frieren, aka the Frieren review, and the Eminence and Shadow season 2 review for you guys, and much more. But of course, before we get into all that, if you guys would like to become a part of the council and join the crew, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as well as follow us on our social media so you can stay up to date on all things about the council. All right, McMillian, what we say?
Council now in session.
Let
the meeting begin.
All right. All right, everybody. As always, I hope everybody's doing super fantastic. Thank you all for joining us for another week. How you doing today, McMillian?
I am doing good, my friend, especially after that episode of Frieren. Let's get into that.
That's what we like to hear. Well, as always, why don't you go ahead and hit them with the council announcements?
All right, yes. Council announcements for today, starting us off with the agenda. We're going to be starting us off with Frieren episode 25 and 26 review/discussion, then heading into anime news, giving you our weekly recommendation as always, and then rounding it out with Eminence and Shadow season 2. Besides that, we'd just like to remind you all that the last episode that we released was Vinland Saga season 2 review. Go check that out. I know we're a little bit late on it, but still a good discussion. I think you'll enjoy watching that. Also, my friend Ace here released a One Piece episode 1096 review, so go check that out if you're a One Piece fan. And last but not least, while we are on the cusp of it, just a reminder, we are still on the road to 100 subscribers, so please, if you're fucking with the boys, if you're fucking with the content, hit that subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate it.
We right there. So social love. I mean, we right there, right on the cusp of it, right on the goddamn cusp. So show some love. But all right, so thank you for that. That is the council announcements for today. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into today's first discussion, everybody. The Fear & Beyond's Journey's End, episode 25 and 26 review. And I would like to take this time just to remind everybody that Frieren is the winter 2024 featured anime. So we'll be here every week discussing Frieren until it's done. So
yep.
I'm sorry, I just got a notification. Let me stop looking at that. But episode 25, the beginning of the bullshit. And I'm just glad that they actually let the Frieren copy loose. They let it loose. They let it loose. And our theory was correct about like how they was gonna tackle the copy. It was basically gonna be her, Frieren and Fern going in there and fighting the copy alone. So we know we was right about that. Well, it was one of the theories that we had. So I mean, I guess in a sense we were still right. We was right. God damn it.
I mean, I feel like in a way both of our theories got realized, but I'll get to the other part I had said at the end. But yeah, so episode 25 mostly focuses on them trying to devise a plan on how to deal with Frieren's copy, because they realized, that's the behind these doors is basically where the Spiegel, right? Spiegel, I believe is what it's called.
Something like that. Yeah.
Was the thing that was generating all the copies. But the Frieren was the thing that was guarding it. Everybody was like, basically, we can't win. And Frieren was like, I got a plan on how to kill my master. And I was so interested to see what it was. And it turns out that Frieren's Achilles heel is something that beginner mages mess up with. And it's when using magic, basically she drops her mana detection. And I was like, this is such a
it's such a small thing.
Yeah, a very
that you wouldn't think
thing.
is really that big, but I guess when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, okay, and especially large battles, I guess that would be dangerous. You casting spells, you lose meta detection. Now you don't lost a guy, a person.
Yeah, I mean, besides just that, like spells themselves, I'm assuming generate mana to some degree.
Yeah, so that's probably a part of it too as well. Yeah, attack. Yeah. So now you're getting blindsided and shit. Yeah.
So
but I guess her reaction time is great enough to make up for that, though, which is why people were having, even though she's had that, people really haven't been really able to exploit that.
Yeah, but it's just so funny to think about, because even like when Dickon was surprised, I was like, should I be surprised too at the like throwing all those spells at you just to find out apparently you had that Achilles heel, but also like on top of that, Frieren has lived thousands, like like 1,000 years at least,
thousands of
right?
years, at least hundreds for what I'm assuming. So if
Yeah,
I'm just a
so
random person,
she's
I would
had
have figured
this.
you'd have mastered that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's had this Achilles heel this whole time. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy to think that something that small was her like linchpin this entire time. But she even said like, I don't mention it because it's so embarrassing.
But it's okay.
So
She got godlike reaction time, man.
a godlike reaction time, which we got to see expanded upon in episode 26, because the way 25 ends.
So I'm actually finna do a live check right here. But if I'm not mistaken, the people who animate Frieren also animate Shadow's House.
Oh, okay.
I think, or I could be talking out my ass here. We about to find out though. But
We're
you
about
can
to
keep
find
going.
out. Oh, well, I was gonna say is like the reaction time thing definitely got like proven based on the end of episode 25, because the Frieren moving out of the way to let Fern let off a Zoltrak, and we find out in the next episode in 26 that Zoltrak did not actually hit, which is insane considering like how close they were to the copy when she let it off. So.
Okay, yeah, I'm talking on my ass between the two comparisons of the studios, but I know they do something else. I'm not finna sit here and look up all this shit what they do, but Studio Madhouse does this. I know they do some other shit that I've seen before.
Madhouse, yeah, Madhouse.
But they popped off with these 2 episodes, and back to mentioning where you was talking about how Fern's attack apparently missed, or it just really didn't take her out all the way. I'm glad that was the case, because when we got to that cliffhanger, at the end of the episode, I was like, "This it? We're done? Like, like this is it."
I was like, I mean, hey, good plans. I guess they just happened to work. But then when 26, it was funny because when 26 started, I thought I had missed something, because I was like, wait, I thought did they not win last episode?
You just start the middle of the episode off black hole. What the hell is going on here?
Oh yeah. I was like, did I miss something? Wait, I could have sworn that we already like this already happened or something. I had to go back and check real quick. That wasn't crazy, but they just popped off in the beginning. Apparently, that Zoltron did not matter.
Yeah, but no, Frieren was going crazy. And then, so let's first of all, let's just talk about some of the moves. First of all, I just said it. First of all, why the hell can she just casually conjure a fucking black hole? No effort, no build up, just
it just did it. And I don't know. My thing is, the craziest part to me was she did that, and then the copy Frieren made that, and then the real Frieren made a golem, and I was like, why would you respond with that? What type of response is? I'm gonna throw a black hole at you, and you make a stone golem. I was like, what type of response? I would have brought something else out. I don't know.
I mean, if I had to think logically, maybe just wait on the ground so you don't get pulled in. So she's latching onto the golem. I don't know. That's the only way I can make sense of it.
I just feel like black hole is here. Golem is like right here.
Baby versus atomic bomb.
Oh man.
I feel you. Hey, but she was she was throwing them lightning bolts from the top of the golem though. She had the high ground. That was the important thing. All right, she had the high ground.
That's true.
It was for dramatic purposes.
I'm just really surprised like Fern didn't get caught in that black hole, because I'm just like, this is insane to like dodge and try and like time an attack when all this shit is popping off. It's crazy.
After that, I would have told Frieren, I'm never again. I'm done with this. This was ridiculous. We could have died in there.
Yeah,
we could have died in there.
It's interesting.
I could have died in there. I almost died in there. Let's start there. I almost died in there.
That part definitely. But it's interesting to see how like what do I want to say? Like how calm Fern was during all that? Because I was like, have you seen most of these spells? Like,
I mean,
did she
it's
show you all
part
of
of
this?
her personality, but I guess that, like you said, I mean, I guess she was a little bit more, I guess, expressive. But I mean, Fern expressive isn't really that
I
expressive
know.
though.
But I was saying, like, just in general, I was just like, if I was a creator, I would have put like some line of dialogue in there being like, she hasn't shown me half of this shit or something. Because I'm just like, there's no way on a random Tuesday, Frieren is out here like without extreme, unless you have like extreme precautions showing you these spells, like a black hole, as you just said.
Random go to Fern's inside thoughts. What the hell is that?
Exactly. So I expected something.
She could do that.
Like, yeah, I expected at least a reaction on some of that shit, but like we didn't get anything.
Using the lightning on her staff to block a fucking fire blast, or it was or maybe it was the other way around. It was one of those two versions. I can't remember exactly the the sequence, but those two attacks were involved. That shit was cool. Just first of all, because I love battle mages, so anytime I see mages doing melee shit, it's like yes.
Up close and personal shit, I feel it. But yeah, no, that whole sequence was crazy. And then we get the cutaway to like see that the rest of the group is like, all right, while that's happening, we're gonna try and take out the other ones so they don't like just pop up.
The other
and
ones.
that was cool for a time until Sense showed up, and every it was so fucked up because was it when I think it's La Win, the Ice Mage and Richter were fighting. They were fighting their own thing, and I completely forgot about Senses, which I guess was the point, because when they got stabbed, I was like, "Holy shit, what the fuck?"
They said they couldn't find them, so we need to hurry up and find them before they ambush somebody. And lo and behold, because it was hers and Fern's they couldn't find.
Also, that I mean, we the Fern reveal, like her copy, they didn't show the fight, but they showed the aftermath, and I would love to have like that resolved, because old girl was like, I think I could take Fern by myself.
She took her,
and then, well, at the end, it looks like it's implied that she actually couldn't win, and that luckily, like Fern
was that how it was? It didn't look like that to me. I might have to go back and look at that.
Well, I'm saying, like, to me, that's how it seemed. Like, that's what it looked like it was implied. I don't know if that's actually the case or not, because when you look at the hall,
what I'm saying is I didn't get that feeling when I was looking at that scene.
Well, when you look at the scene, the hallway, or like the area that we're fighting in, had multiple impact spots and like cuts and like laser things.
Yeah,
and it
was
looked
we in here boxing.
But to me, I thought that was all, because we don't get to see what that girl's magic is besides like her
binding, healing,
the hypnosis thing. Well, yeah,
and the hypnosis shit too. Yeah.
So I was like, to me, I was
she's
like,
a woman of many talents. All right,
probably. But I was like, to me, that just looked like Fern blasting off her, doing her normal shit. So I was like, oh,
Fern
damn,
doing Fern things.
So to me, I almost interpreted it as she basically, because like she went off on her own and we don't really get to see it. I legitimately thought that she just kind of survived by like the skin of her teeth. Like
I didn't see it that way, because I mean, from the look, when you look at her character as well, after that fight in that scene, it's not like she was like totally fucked up or anything. She was still in good condition, right? So I was like, well, it's not like she got her ass whooped. So,
but yeah, I guess like the thought process for me was like the whole thing with mages, unless like you actually get tapped, but you don't actually you usually don't appear tired usually, but and with Fern, I feel like if you get hit, there would definitely be
there would be something
signs.
noticeable. Yes,
yeah. So I thought for her, she was just playing defensive, like the whole, like she couldn't actually get a hit in. Was my
that could happen in the case as well. But
to your point,
as soon as I heard old girl said I can't find Fern's Kappa, I said, oh, that's a problem. I said, oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because why is her specifically sneaking around? But well, I know why, because she's good at hiding. And apparently we just figured out she's very exceptional at hiding her mana.
Yep. Yep. That was. I also love the scene like when they first show her, like how Fern's on the top of that beam and
Yeah,
looks like she about to.
just waiting. Just
I
waiting.
was like, fuck, that's a terrible. That is a. You never want to get like caught off guard by like a sniper type character. That was basically
never a sniper with almost infinite bullets too, man.
Crazy. But let's talk about probably the most surprising thing this episode.
Okay, talk to me.
You Bell. What the fuck? Apparently imagination is the strongest weapon because god damn.
So let's. I guess we didn't really talk about it before, but not Fern. Frieren's magic system is essentially you can be a mage that you can specialize in magic, or a certain type of magic, right? But of course, you can just learn other spells, just gradually.
Yeah.
Why the hell? This girl is OP. So you mean to tell me she has an ability where she can copy anybody's magic, though it does have condition to it, but she can still do it, and she can cut anything she wants. Well, anything she imagines she can cut.
Yeah,
essentially. Which almost is essentially is anything, in a sense, if you believe it enough, from what we was shown in the episode. But I mean, of course, why wouldn't you be able to imagine yourself cutting hair? You know what I mean? So it's just.
I mean, that was what I thought was really cool because she was like, it doesn't matter whether I know it has defensive magic or not. It
just matters if I think I can cut it or not. And I was like, oh,
and I love like when Sense realized like, oh, my copy ran into Yubel. This fight's over with. And then they show the flashback of Yubel fell in her, was it her
predecessor?
Second rank?
Well, not predecessor, but I guess you could say higher up. We'll just say higher up.
Well, I was saying like she failed the test. Like she failed her. Well,
yeah, she failed the test. But I thought you meant
I was gonna get there.
I thought you said failing by like failed, like she failed the guy.
Well, I didn't get to that part. But basically, yeah, she killed a previous first rank mage who was known as like the unmovable something or other, because he was so good at defense magic. He made a cloak imbued with the best defense magic around. Nobody, and like the test was to see if you could at least make him move. I guess at all. Yeah. And Yubel gets up there, and no one can do it. Yubel gets up there, and she cuts him in half. And you're like, what the fuck? And when questioned about it, they're trying to figure out like how she did it, because like he had the best defense magic. How the fuck did she make it through? And they're just like, she's just like, oh, it's cloth.
Yeah. and then she goes. Then it goes into the whole explaining, like you mentioned earlier, about how her power works with imagining and stuff like that. And then Sense was doing the narrative, and I was just like, oh yeah, I can imagine her thought process. Nigga, it's a coat. Which y'all scared? It's a cape.
It's a coat. Yeah. Y'all ain't never seen cotton before, shit. Like, but like, what I want to touch upon is that. What's cool about that is that it has precedent, because throughout the show, Frieren and other mages constantly say like magic is an extension of like a person's imagination, and basically
they make that very clear throughout the series.
Yeah, like because even within the last test, with the girl who had water, Frieren was like, I can't even imagine winning a fight against a water mage surrounded by water. Could you?
No, you have to. Oh God. You had to have a specific. I don't even know what to begin to think what type of mage you had to be a water mage yourself, right? To even start to defend yourself. I don't even know what you would do.
Yeah,
like
so
against a master water, anything like water elemental. Like, man, what do you do against somebody in the ring like that? Like, if somebody who really like knows their shit,
don't miss.
And just don't mess around. Like they not messing around. They will actually use the environment. Man.
In my head, I'm just like, don't miss. You get one shot. You get one
Pretty
shot.
much. You have to. It has to be a one shot kill essentially, because you don't want you.
Like,
you got death all around you.
But like, so basically, I really liked that scene, like Yubel's thing in general, just because like it didn't come out of nowhere. Like it was very much like, if as long as you can. It very much like work off of the already established rules of magic. If you can see it working, it will. It's just crazy that you have to be insane for it to work. Because it's just like if she didn't believe that, it wouldn't have
I
done
mean,
anything.
I guess I get what you're saying, but in that sense, I didn't. When Sense was saying like you had to be insane to like think that, but I was thinking, well, in my sense, well, I was like, well, why would you have to be insane to think that you can cut a guy in a cape? Is how I was thinking. So I was like, I don't know if that's kind of
Well,
too
because
off the
it's
wall thinking. Even
well, be-
though I know that this guy's cape is imbued with magic,
mhm.
why can't I think I still? Why wouldn't I think I couldn't cut it though? Like I don't know. I
Well, I
don't
was
know.
just saying. Well, I'm just saying, like, based on like just off of Sense's description, like that. That's why it's insane. I do see like your point. Like, even with defensive magic, every defense has like obviously a
A
failure in it or
weakness.
something like a weakness. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word weakness, but like it was like it because that point came up later with her fighting Sense's copy because
Mhm.
Dinkin even was like, why would you like you're stupid for going out there? That hair obviously is woven with like multiple defense magic and all this other stuff. And Yubel again, it's just hair. And she's just a person. It slashes work. But
Yeah.
but it was just kind of cool because they drove home to the fact that like no other person though would think that. Like this is insane to do except for her.
But when you know how your magic works, you have a different way of thinking, though. Would you not?
I mean, maybe potentially, maybe I don't know, but it
Like
didn't seem like they.
you know your magic works based upon you believing that you can cut something. So wouldn't that already alter your way of thinking just in general?
But I'm saying, like, I guess the thing is, like, for instance, she doesn't believe she could cut through solid stone, and she showed that by like demonstrating her power, right? And then when we know defensive magic basically works somewhat like a layer of armor, or for this metaphor, I'll just say stone, like a layer, some type of layer of protection.
Man, she also mentioned that defensive magic was really no problem for her for the most part.
Hmm? And she also mentioned that. Well, I'm just saying, like, in general, if she believes she can't cut through stone, for her to believe that she can cut through defensive magic, no problem, is just an interesting factoid. Even though knowing, because she even said, like, even I know that Sense's hair obviously is layered with defensive magic, it's still just hair to me. Like that was her. That was her point. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So that's why I was like, I don't think the way it's described doesn't make it seem like it's like her magic. It's more of just her understanding of what can and cannot be cut is what is reliant on this stuff working. Not even like
Of course, but I'm
specifically
saying, but that's
her magic.
also, I was just saying that way of thinking is also influenced by knowing how your magic works, is all I was saying as well. But of course, it's just still her way of thinking. But I was just saying, of course, that's also influenced by just knowing this is how my motherfucking magic works.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, I don't. I think we're dancing around like the same thing, but yeah. Because I was just saying, like, I don't think it to me what the show is implying almost is that is not like this spell was designed to cut through anything. It was more of just like Yubel made the spell, and it's based, and because she made it and it's based on her information, it works like that.
Correct. It's not. Well, it's not designed necessarily to cut through anything, but I can cut through anything that I can imagine myself being able to cut. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I guess for whatever reason, even though you know the only way. Well, I guess you think you can't cut a diamond, but we know the only way that you can cut a diamond is with another diamond. Though, so I guess that would be a way you can think. Okay, that's why I can think I can cut a diamond. Maybe my blade is strong as diamonds, mother. Something like that.
Yeah, that's
that's
that's basically all I'm saying. Is like it's interesting because it's like no other person has her spell, so it's not like we can't. It's just like a test case. Like if Frieren used it, would it have done the same thing? It's basically like where I'm getting at. It's like like how you said she understands her spell, but at the same time, like,
but
if another person were to use it, would it work the same?
I feel you.
Because
But
they
at the
believe
same time, it's
because
just
their perception is different.
it's the same way Jack from Black Clover Powers works. Essentially. Anything he believe he can cut at the end of the day, he can cut. Yeah, the praying mantis. Yeah.
The side guy, yeah. For a second, I thought you were talking about the person who could copy people's abilities by technically painting, but like, yes, that guy, the crazy guy. Yes, anything, anything. I believe I can technically, yeah. All right.
But then, so do you think people they're born with this type of magic, or do you think like they're finding this magic? So for example, like Yubel's magic. Do you think she was like born with that magic?
I don't know. And so like,
because I mean, because once again, she has that, and then she has this whole copy, ability magic that also seems unique to her as well.
Yeah, now that I do think she was probably born with the copy thing. Now the cutting, I think she's somewhat just based off the context clues we've been given about like Yubel's past and stuff. I think she might have created that spell or something like that.
Yeah, it just kind of came about maybe because natural instincts, like, maybe.
Yeah, because she mentioned how she grew. She's not a seamstress herself, but her mother was, and cutting is very like the act of cutting stuff is just very like natural to her.
Yeah,
yeah. So she probably developed that spell or something along the lines of that. Is my thought process. But the copying ability, I think that has to be ingrained, because I'm just like, I don't know how else you get that, because no other magician is, because I just feel like if that was something that people could do, why not? Why, you'd have a million mages. You'd have a million mages just do it, being able to do that. Like, I just, why would I take years to learn something if I could just get to know somebody?
If I could just empathize with a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Show some love and kindness just to learn a spell.
Yep.
I don't have to put in years of hard work. All I gotta do is go befriend somebody, essentially.
Exactly. Why would I study for hours if I could just have a conversation with a person over coffee and then boom.
I'm stronger now.
Yeah, exactly.
You thought
Real persona
you
type
thought
shit.
Rimuru was a hack. She's the real hack we need to fear.
Basically. Imagine, like, because I mean, like, you bring up Rimuru, but it'd be funny. Just like Yubel sits down for a day, talks to Rimuru. I now have Devour. Well,
now she no longer need to have a cup of coffee with anybody.
Exactly.
Throw the cup of coffee out the window. Oh my god.
There is no empathize anymore. I am now a cannibal. I am now the strongest person.
Now you have fucked up. Yeah, no, they would have leashed a new demon lord onto the realm if they would allow something like that.
Definitely. Oh man. But besides that, there was, before we like talk about the ending of this episode, there was something I wanted to ask you. So after seeing all the shit Frieren did to Fern and technically herself, I just have like, what?
Don't disrespect my girl like that.
No, I'm not disrespecting. I'm just, to me, this is the thing. So Frieren was in the party to fight the Demon King.
Yeah.
Granted, there's no telling if she knew all that type of crazy shit when she went to go fight him.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I'm just saying, if that is what that looked like, what the fuck did the fight with the Omega, the goddamn villain?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was
how strong was he?
He was on, and imagine that. Only that he was going against that. He was going against a party plus that.
Mm-hmm.
So the last fight had to be crazy, but then at the same time, like you said, she might not necessarily known all this stuff at the time. But at the same time, though, she did say well, no, because I was about to say 80 years ago was when the Demon King died, but that was that 80 years ago? Because no, 29 years ago was the death till the death of the hero, and I think it was like 10 years before that was like the death of the Demon King.
Something it had to be more than 10 years, I think, because Himmel was still young when they defeated the Demon King. He was still relatively young.
Yeah, you're right. And then but we did that flashback, and then when we saw him again, he was an old ass man.
A man.
Okay, so maybe 80 years would have put it. 80 years might be.
That's what I said. I was like, maybe
the Demon King was defeated in.
maybe she found out some. I don't know if she found out like new skills after that, but I'm just saying like that guy took one of her and like 3 other people to kill.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Maybe not even kill. For all we know, he could be sealed. They could be lying to us. They could have just sealed the Demon King.
I mean, true, because she had to seal. What's his name?
The other guy, eventually, yeah. So, but I mean, she did come back and kill him though, because she took care of that. She took care of that, and then what if that's the real goal? I'm coming back to the Demon King castle to now come kill his ass from
not to just talk
after
to my
he
friend,
break out the seals,
but to also make sure that this that would be interesting.
I'm just playing, but no, it'll be. But I think. If it's not that, but that could play into my theory about we're probably gonna face the Demon King or some like people trying to resurrect him or something like that, right? Because we're basically gonna. It's been pretty much said that we're gonna pass the castle to get to the point we need to get to, right? So, and I'm pretty sure by the time when we get to that point, we was also gonna see the flashback of the fight. But there's always some in moment stuff that always correlate to the flashbacks and stuff. Yeah. So I was thinking, maybe there was gonna be somebody there at the castle, maybe trying to revive the Demon King, or just maybe declare, "Hey, I'm the new Demon King," something like that. It's just some type of new uprising.
Yeah, it's at the end of the episode, that was all I was thinking. I was like, man, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Because Fern blasted off most of Frieren's like limbs, like the copy of Frieren's limbs.
Hit ass with that Conqueror's hockey.
And then that happened, and Frieren congratulated Fern because she was like, "There's only one other time I think I've had to pull out that spell or whatever."
80 years ago, which is what I was saying, which I think correlates to the time of the Demon King.
Okay, yeah, and I was just like, the Demon King survived all that. What the fuck? What was he doing?
Pulled out that Conqueror's hockey on that ass. And that's I think that's what I imagined. It from my understanding, it looked like just like a raw force of magical outbursts is how I imagined it. Because she, Fran was like, I don't sense this as a regular attack and anything, and how we saw it visually. She just got sent.
Yeah. Her staff got broken, and she got
and she was always at the time she was actively being crushed as well. Mm-hmm. Like you could see like pressure being applied against her.
Yeah, just crazy. Just something to think about for the people that didn't consider it.
Yeah, no, it's wild. Right. It was wild. Why I was like, dang. But I would imagine, something like that would leave you wide open because it's almost like you're expending all your raw energy out to make this force. So
I'd imagine, I was saying, I'd also imagine like it would take like a lot of focus because, like, for instance, other spells for the most part, at least just from what I can tell, after you cast them, it doesn't seem like you have to like pay attention, like constantly focus on most of this. But like Zoltrak is just
concentration, the concentration buff.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess debuff in this sense. Technically, concentration is a debuff. I don't care what nobody says.
I mean, technically, it is something you have to think about, and it would take up other mental faculties. But
I'm talking about D&D for anybody who don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure that some people get it.
Maybe some people.
But so we end the episode off with mostly everybody making it. Unfortunately, we did have like a couple people that
we should have put bets on who was gonna make it and who wasn't. Oh, we're idiots.
We're idiots. We technically danced around the idea. I think when the episode happened, but we didn't. Yeah, probably should have locked in. But the list of people that made it: Frieren, Fern, Denkin, Ubel, Warble, Kane, Kane, Land, Loffen, Sharf, Ere, Method, and Dunst. These are the people that were going into the third exam, and I just have a question on if this was the second one. What are you having me do for the third?
I already told you. I already told you what the third exam is. You have done well, my children.
I mean,
the final exam, you face me.
I guess that is an escalation. I'm still
because I'm telling you, especially now, because since Siri was already pissed because she was like, damn, this is how you approach to speak to me, Frieren, after 1,000 years or 100 years, however long it's been, it's like that. So she just gonna pull up.
And she already, and Frieren already.
And the first thing she's gonna say, y'all can blame Frieren. She pissed me. You pissed me off.
I can kind of imagine it because Frieren also already kind of like embarrassed, like her magic skills because Frieren broke that dome, which everybody was like, they can't break it. Siri made this, the greatest mage of all time in history. Siri,
you gonna make a fool out of me and not show up? Okay. No, I don't know what the hell we got going on for the third one though. Ain't no telling.
But I'm excited to see where we go.
So, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. When we first got introduced to First Class Mage, they've been touted as these monsters who basically don't even resemble human anymore. And we basically got our first action of our First Class Mage in this episode, right? Yeah, 25 and 26 essentially, right? What is your thoughts on that first class mage showing?
Oh, so and I'm assuming in this regard you're talking about Sense and not Frieren?
Okay. Yeah, Sense.
Because I was about to say, if we're talking about Frieren, yeah, lock up, throw away the key, do whatever you got to do to like that. That's a monster. Sense, I don't know, because I feel like what they show me is definitely enough for me to be like, yeah, that's a problem. But also, there's got to be more than just that, I'm assuming, like besides like her being able to attack with her hair, like, you know, her to control each multiple strands of her hair to become like a weapon, essentially, is crazy. Like, no regard, I don't want to like make light of that, but I do wonder like what other things can she do that put her there, because I just feel like, I mean, that's cool and all for it to be an attack, for it to be a weapon and like also a type of defense.
Yeah,
but like I'm assuming like that it's just not that, because I'm just saying like Frieren, like for instance, seeing Frieren, granted that's like I'm assuming that if anything that's a class above first mage, but like I would assume like that these first mages also have something in that realm.
Also, what it may be, we already knew every mage wasn't after that like special perk that Siri was offering, right? So what if Sense didn't take that special perk and just her controlling with magic and stuff, that's just her regular magic ability, like that wasn't the gift she got from Siri.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I don't think I doubt that would be the gift, because she even talks about how they even say like Sense is a pacifist. So
I guess where I'm going with that is I don't think we've seen really the true capabilities of what I guess we would consider a true first class mage, one who would took, or at least one who's taken this, one of those special gifts from Siri.
Well, I don't know if I could say that either, because like for instance, the first guy, we don't even get to see his magic.
But that's what I'm saying. We haven't seen, so we can't count him.
Yeah, I mean, am I not? Oh no, wait, am I not answering your question? Because I'm just like, I don't think we've seen every facet of these first class mages.
We're agreeing, but I'm saying we haven't seen every facet because we haven't seen a first class mage with one of those special gifts yet. Like my theory is since didn't take a special gift, her hair powers is just something she can do, something she just naturally. That's just her magic. She was just strong at that. But we also learned that Sense is a pacifist. So why would she take a magic ability that would make her stronger and stuff like that? A stronger mage and, tech mage and stuff like that. She probably didn't take that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. Okay. At first I wasn't sure if that's like you were asking or not. But yeah, I agree. I don't think we've seen one, a first class mage show their full potential, or two, what like they might have asked for. I'm assuming we probably won't get to see what the past ones have asked for, but like at the end of this test, we'll probably see somebody ask for something. So,
well, I don't know. You think we're gonna finish the third test by the end of the season? Because we might
assume so.
I
don't think they'd leave us off on a cliffhanger of like not.
How long you think this season gonna last? Because we're already on maybe 32. We might get to 32. That's when I'm thinking about it now.
Potentially, I would either say that or like
because we're already on
28. I would assume that or 28.
27 looks like it's gonna be like a downtime episode. Like we're getting ready for the last exam. So I'm assuming 28 will be the start of the final exam. We'll have to need something like 29 to
Okay, so
30
then 20. Okay, yeah, I was
to
miscounting. So I
wrap
would
that
assume
up.
like potentially, but so potentially 30, like 30 is probably what I'd
30,
say
32, something like that. It's been a while
Yeah,
since we. Okay, Frieren. I like
I
this. You
assume,
see
but
this content. Not we ain't coming out here with no 12 episode seasons, not no 20 episodes, 24 episode seasons. We on episode 26 and counting, everybody. And these were consecutive cores, not no first core, and we're gonna take a 6-month break and come back with the second core. This was consecutive cores. Shout out to Madhouse.
indeed, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, but that was it for Frieren. If you guys, if you felt like we didn't touch upon anything, please let us know in the comments, and let us know if you're excited for
Correct.
the
Well, I
world.
have one last thing before we head out from Frieren.
Sorry, my
This
bad.
is the end of Frieren, though. But if you had to guess, like a real guess on potentially what the third exam would be, what you got?
Part of me wants to say that they're going to like throw us for a loop, and this one's going to be not like as grandiose as like the other two,
Okay.
especially because I just feel like it's hard. I feel like it's going to be hard to top a dungeon where you have to fight copies of yourself. I don't know like what else it could be besides the ridiculous thing of like Siri showing up and be like, "Hey, it's my time now." But I think if I'd had to guess anything, it might be something as simple. It might be like producing some type of like magical effect or ability that the last person feels like every first class mage should be able to do. If my is my guess.
If I had, since we're going for like they're gonna throw us on a loop type of guess, for my type of loop, it would be okay. If especially if I'm going with the route where if I think Siri is pissed right at Frieren, battle royale, everybody versus Frieren. Whoever takes it down could become a first class mage. Frieren, if you survive, you become a first class mage.
I wouldn't. I could see that too. I just was saying like, yeah, I could definitely see that as a possibility. I was just thinking like it might not be as grandiose as this last one, but I think that kind of sits in the middle just enough that they might do it. Right. Like it's not too over the top, but it's also not like too underwhelming. Like, oh shit, the OG showed up and it's basically like, just all you gotta do is survive. Yeah. It ain't gonna be easy, but like you
gotta survive. Frieren, your objective is not to kill everybody. Your objective is just to survive. So, you don't have to go on, the offensive and stuff like that. You can stay on the defensive the whole, 20 minutes, 35 minutes, however long we set the time limit, an hour, a day, 3 days, because if I want to, because I felt like you was fucking with me. I don't know.
Yep. So,
however long got to decide. Yeah, damn, we really fucked up with that. We should have put money on who was gonna make it to the second, the last exam.
It would have been a good.
We did. I know we mentioned we said Dinkin was gonna get there, but yeah. We should.
Okay, well, hey, next one we talk.
Put some stakes on it. Who making it? Who gonna become a first class mage?
First class mage. Yeah.
$20 on the line.
I just. We can talk about it more next episode, but I think we have to take out Frieren and Fern just because I feel like
they're gonna get it for
their story.
One of them,
their story.
At least one of them will get it for a story.
Yeah, I was like,
no sense.
Their story. They have to. There's more chapters. I've seen.
I've seen it because and they only need one first class mage. So that's what I'm saying. At least one of them will pass.
Yeah. So I was about to say like at least I feel like take those two out.
Because it'll be funny. About. I can see them doing the funny route. Fern pass and Frieren fail for some whatever reason. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or Frieren doing some big thing to save the day and to let Fern be the only one that passes. I don't know. Ain't no telling what the hell this last exam is going to be. But I do feel like Siri is going to have some type of influence in the exam, some way or another.
Potentially. Yeah, it'd be wild if the her influence is just, hey, Frieren's in your class, right? So this can't be like a normal test. I already know she like too great, so all y'all got to do this bullshit. Like a guy, like, curve the grade, like
curve the grade,
like something crazy like that. That'd be I can see that happening. That'd be funny.
Yeah. That's what I said. She might not necessarily come and proctor the test herself, but I feel like she's gonna have some type of influence on the final exam. But yeah, so that's the end of Frieren. Everybody, let us know down your below the comments what you guys think of your thoughts and opinion, how you guys enjoy seeing this Frieren boss battle, and we'll be back next week for more Frieren discussion. But moving on from there, everybody, it's time. It's time for everybody's favorite time of the day. Everybody, it's time for that time of day. It's time for news. It's time for GOC News, your weekly source for your favorite anime news. So let's get into it. All right, everybody. Back for news. Thank you all for joining us. Another week of news. I'm going to hand it off to my friend McMillian here. He's going to start it off with GOC News with a very important announcement.
I was just about to say, should I start with this? But okay, so for those watching, this you most likely already know this news, and if you don't, I'm sorry, I have to be the one to tell you. But the beloved godfather of the modern anime and manga unfortunately passed on March 1st. Akira Toriyama, creator of Dragon Ball, is unfortunately no longer with us. And I just want to take this time and say, for those that may not have watched Dragon Ball or may not know who Akira Toriyama is, he is basically the person that, responsible for the reason why we have such a big I want to say presence for anime right now and manga and everything within America, and I'd even argue outside of Japan, because of how influential Dragon Ball was as a series. If it wasn't for him, this podcast probably wouldn't be a thing, because me and Ace probably wouldn't even have our favorite series outside, of Japan, respectively, and everything like that. So I just want to take this moment to say thank you, Akira Toriyama, for everything you gave us directly and indirectly. You will be missed, and I hope your family makes it through this trying time. So I just want to
likewise starting off, condolences out to his family. I hope they're doing well in this time of need. I hope they're receiving many blessings. I hope they're just getting to this time of need. As well as as McMillian said, Dragon Ball, honestly, it was first thing I got exposed to. I probably wouldn't really even knew what anime was if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. I was watching that with my brother when I was a little kid, playing all the Dragon Ball games growing up. Like it was a staple. The only reason I even started watching anime was because it was just Dragon Ball. What's Dragon Ball? What's anime? What's that? Oh, there's more of this? Oh, let me go look. Let's go look into this.
Yeah.
Right. And so that that's how it all started. And so, yeah, it's just rest in peace, Toriyama, and once again, condolences out to his family. But all right, moving on from there, Netflix and Crunchyroll is going to be streaming Dan in October this year, October 2024. So I guess I didn't expect to wait this long, but I guess they wanted it's more of a Halloween type style anime, so it will probably do better in that season.
Yeah, so I would say this, it's not like horror or anything, but it deals with supernatural, and I think them releasing in October is probably like one of the best marketing things they probably could have done for it.
Okay.
It'd be wild if they were like October 31st. I just think that'd be very funny. It's because of the whole supernatural element with it. I think that'd be a funny thing. Although I'm pretty sure they're gonna give it to us earlier within the month. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. It's coming to Netflix and Crunchyroll.
All right, next up, we got The Boy and the Heron film won the best Oscar for animated feature. And McMillian, what the hell is this?
What?
The Boy and the Heron. What you mean, what?
Oh, you don't know? Wait, you didn't know about the Miyazaki film?
I didn't know about it. Doing a live
Studio Ghibli.
Now.
Yeah, it's a new. That's another Studio Ghibli.
Another Studio Ghibli hit is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
another banger.
I could have sworn we talked about it a bit on the podcast.
No, you never mentioned it.
I know we didn't watch it. I could have sworn I said okay. Regardless, good film. I went to see it.
Okay.
I will say it's good. I don't know. I personally still think Across the Spider-Verse should have won. That's just me, but
that's just
still
me.
Good. if Across the Spider-Verse lost anything, this I think was
this was
probably gonna be it.
a good
Yeah.
runner up. You're content with this win and this Spider-Verse
Yeah,
win.
I was like, if it wasn't gonna win, obviously this one. Also, I figured the Boy and the Heron was gonna win because it's Studio Ghibli. Any person of any age, I feel like has at least heard of Studio Ghibli by now because of just how acclimated they are. Like they're very well received anime films, regardless. So yeah, but it is a good film. If you have not watched it, I would recommend it.
All right. Well, once again, The Boy and the Heron won the Oscar. I might have to check that out for Best Animated Feature. Moving on from there, this one. Is this what I think it is? Digimon plans to launch a web manga platform?
Yeah. So they're releasing a website, and on it they're launching with the release of the website. They're going to launch a new manga in Japanese, and on the website you can read it in Japanese and in English on the same website. Basically, I assume it must be a pretty big resurgence because they're launching a whole website for the series. But I'm assuming you can also do other stuff besides read their.
Is this why I was seeing a lot of Digimon stuff on my TL?
I think so. I'm pretty sure like this is some big resurgence type thing for them. This new series, I'm assuming it has high hopes because I doubt you would launch a new website and if it wasn't some like big deal, So
yeah.
For Digimon fans, be on the lookout for that. There's no official release date of when the website is coming out or like when the manga will launch, but just keep your eyes and ears out for any more information.
All right, everybody, and then for these next numbers we got here, we just got a list of release dates for upcoming animes that we think you guys should know about. So starting this off, the Blue Lock Nagi episode movie is going to be premiering in Japan on April the 4th. So as we all know, once the movie starts premiering in Japan, it's not going to be too long until it comes out to the West. So we should probably get that maybe 2 to 3 months after that, around that time. So just be on the lookout for that. Moving on from there, on March the 30th, Toonami is going to start airing Zombie Bucket List of the Dead. And I'm assuming this is going to be the dub. It's all done by now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably.
Zombie List Bucket List, Zombie List of the Dead is or just Zom 100. Thank you. We'll just call it Zom 100. Thank you. Zom 100 is good as shit. It was probably my hidden gem of summer 2023, in my opinion. It's just, in my opinion, it just, unfortunately, the hype and all the push for it, if you will, got derailed by all the inconsistencies of the scheduling and stuff like that when the show was airing. But look, Toonami really should be a consistent airing because all the episodes are now animated and whatnot, at least for the first season. So it's really good watch. Go ahead and check it out. You want to take these next ones, McMillian?
Yeah. So Demon Slayer, the Hashira training arc, is going to be released on May 12th. So be on the lookout for that. Pretty sure there's probably already some fans raving about it since the early preview for the movie was like at the end of February.
There's also a new trailer out for the season as well, so go check that out as well.
There's also, speaking of which, of trailers, there's also a trailer for the Nagi movie. So if you're interested in that, go check that out as well. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Next we'll have got another season of the regular Magic High School premiering on April 5th. And then after that, it was announced that Kagurabachi, the greatest manga right now that the world has ever known, is getting an English print release in the fall. So for those who are interested in owning,
for all the haters out there, they made it.
They did make it. And for anyone interested in owning the physical copy, you can probably find it at your local Barnes & Noble or anywhere that sells manga come this fall season. Next, we have Konosuba Season 3. It's got a new promo video, and it revealed in the promo that April 10th will be the premiere for Konosuba Season 3. So,
all right, official release date.
All the people that like comedy anime, check it out if you haven't already. And for all the Konosuba fans, April 10th.
And then last but not least, after like a 2-year wait since the announcement of this adaptation, we're finally getting everybody. Fairy Tail fans, rise up. The 100-Year Quest adaptation is coming this motherfucking summer, July 2024. How you feeling, man? I will say this. Fairy Tail, I haven't forgot how the original series ended. Okay, I ain't forgot about that. As much as I love Fairy Tail, and it's a cult classic. If you never heard of Fairy Tail, everybody go watch it out. It does have a cult following.
It's a lot of people's comfort anime. I'll say
yes,
that.
It is a comfort anime. If you don't like the power of friendship, do not watch this anime. I will tell you that right now. But
it's very
it's a good watch though.
It's a good watch though. I'm just glad it's coming out, I guess I'd say. I'm interested to see how it's received, because when the manga 100 Years Quest came, when the continuation for the manga came out, it was a lot of mixed opinion. Some people were really Some people thought it was really good. Some people were kind of disappointed. So I think it's like kind of hit. I think it's
gonna be hit or miss.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hit or miss for a lot of people, because I think it's more of like what you would have wanted to see as a sequel, and if it kind of hits in that vein.
Yeah, I'm with you. When this did get announced, in the anime back about a year or two ago, all I was hearing about from, like you said, from the manga and stuff, it was like you said, mixed reception. Some people said it was all right. Some people were saying, I don't know why they even did this. So I was like, well, I don't even know what to think. And then I was like, well, are they even gonna do an anime adaptation of this? Then we got the announcement. It was like, okay, well, when is it coming? Silence for like I said, about 2 years, and now they just came back out of the blue and was like, hey, it's dropping this summer. Oh, okay.
All right. Yep.
All right.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Like just no build up or nothing. Just, hey, guess what? Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest coming this summer. I was like, oh wow. Well, all right. Well, I mean, I guess we don't have to keep asking for it anymore. But yeah, I mean, so I'm just hoping we can, as long as it's good as like early Fairy Tail for me, how it was in that early time, and to some of the extent to some of the latest stuff Fairy Tail, I'll be fine. We'll be cool. If we on the same levels of the final season of Fairy Tail, y'all can miss me with this. I don't care. I don't care, because there's no way all those seasons that led up to the final battle, and that's what we got for the final season. It's just no. There's
we
have some of the best fights in the series that are basically being outshone by some of the best moments previous of the series, right? So it's just like, come on now.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm at least gonna give it a chance.
Of course.
Right.
Because like I said, I'm still a fan.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I was just saying, like, in general, I think if you're a fan of Fairy Tail, check it out and then make a decision there. But that was, I believe that's all we have for news today. Yes, that's all we have for news today.
That is all we have for news today. And why don't you go ahead and give out this week's recommendation?
Probably saw this comment based on the thing that started the news, but this week's weekly recommendation barely needs any introduction. Dragon Ball Z. If you have not seen it, watch it. And if you have seen it, and news might be hitting you hard or anything, take a chance to reminisce, go back down memory lane. Yeah. For those that for some reason do not know what Dragon Ball Z is about, it's about a man named Goku who basically it's his journey of defending his friends and family, technically all of Earth, from impending doom. I'm not gonna go too much into it because it's been out forever, so I don't know how you have
25 plus years.
Yeah, I don't know how you've escaped all any of the like spoilers or anything like that. But if you know nothing about it, I guarantee you're gonna have a good time. Check it out. I
mean, the only way I can see people getting way past spoilers is because people just don't talk about everything so much, so it's not like spoilers is just popping up it's just popping up people's timelines. I'm saying, like, you know what I mean?
I was just saying, like, in general, the story of Dragon Ball Z gets talked about so much.
Oh yeah, so much. Yeah.
That I would be surprised that
if you don't know anything about the story, just like at all.
Yeah, but you're watching an anime podcast. I was like, that's insane to me. That would be wild. How did you get here?
How did you get here? Where did you go? Who sent you?
So yeah, this week's circular recommendation, Dragon Ball Z, and by extension, Dragon Ball in general. But yeah, check it out.
All right. Well, yeah, because it is a full series. There are multiple offshoots. Like you said, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Super.
Dragon Ball Super.
The last project that Toriyama worked on, Dragon Ball Daima, is going to be coming out fairly soon. If not mistaken, I think it's April 24th. I do apologize. I did not write the date down for this one. I should have. But we'll definitely keep you guys updated on that, though.
Uh-huh.
But all right, so now heading on to our last discussion, everybody. As McMillian was just about to say, I apologize, my friend, but
it's fine.
The Eminence in Shadow season 2 review is here, everybody. So for those who don't know, the season review Eminence in Shadow, you can find it now on your favorite audio only platform. It is not on YouTube. Will it ever come to YouTube? Who knows? But you can find it on your favorite audio only platform. I'm just gonna be real, John. I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
That's hilarious. Oh,
but yeah. So, season 2, and I'm started off with this. I was thrown for a loop because I thought this season was solely gonna be focused on vampires, and when I would tell you, I was shocked that whole plot was wrapped up by episode 3, and I was like, oh. I got 9 episodes left.
Yeah. we got a lot. We got a lot this season, and I was same boat. I was like, okay, I'm liking it. I'm digging it because it wasn't just vampires. It was like you get introduced to the Lawless City.
Well, the Lawless City, basically the Lawless City arc, essentially. You know, the Blood Queen arc, vampire, however you want to say it. I thought that was going to be the arc for the season.
Mm-hmm. Same, and we get done with that.
And like I guess to some extent, the Lawless City still played a role in the season throughout the entire thing, but
very little after though. I would say it still was like very little after. Like characters played more so of a role than necessarily the city itself.
Yeah,
I was with you. I was kind of surprised that it was done so quickly because I was like, this sounds extra, but I should have known. I'm dealing with Eminence in Shadow, baby. Like this, Sid didn't know nothing about this shit. He was just there. Shadow was just there.
Yeah.
The people who know shit are his team.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Eminence in Shadow is an isekai where we follow our main character Shadow, where he was, of course, isekai to a new world of magic. And he has proclaimed to become the Eminence of Shadow, strong enough. A person as strong as an atomic bomb. Yeah. And he is going around in isekai fashion, gathering up a harem to follow him around. What better way to do it? Go fight crime.
Yeah, basically, I guess.
But this time he's doing it at night. It's a harem at night.
I mean, that would imply the Shadow basically he's a The Japanese have a word for it. I don't think America does. But like he's a kid in class is edgy as hell. Basically, and he got powers to be the Meta Knight Shadow. I'm trying to think of other Eminence characters. I'm blanking.
Meta Knight and Shadow are good comparisons though.
I was like, that's basic. I was like, I'm trying to think of like other characters kind of fit the description.
And Shadow the Hedgehog to be exact.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Yes, Shadow the Hedgehog to be exact, because there's a million characters named Shadow. I don't know why the fuck I just stopped there.
I knew what you was putting down, though.
But thank you. You and probably some other people probably do. But like, let me finish the goddamn name. But that type of character, that is basically essentially his thing, and we follow his shenanigans throughout the show. Season 1 was a great time, and I really enjoyed season 2 as well.
Oh yeah, and then also like the whole shtick about the show is it's basically a comedy, but at the same time it's an action shonen going on. It's legit a full blown action story going on, but where the comedy elements come into play as well with the harem itself. It is, but especially the main character himself, right? Because essentially he it's like he's living in a totally separate world from everybody else. Like everything he's doing is just based upon what he thinks the Eminence and Shadow will do. And it's essentially like the main protagonist group. He basically threw this group name out his ass from out of nowhere, and it turns out real. That this group is actually real.
It was completely
like
real.
The Illuminati of this world, essentially.
It's completely real.
That's what
And,
the story basically follows. We follow where his main organization essentially deals with the cult, and he technically deals with it as well, but he deals with it in his own way, I guess. But
wait,
he doesn't really think he's dealing with it because at the
yeah,
same time, he doesn't really think it exists. But like I said, on the separate end, there's a real action shown and action story actually being told and going on at the same
yeah.
time.
His group of people that actually do the actual investigation work and find out the dark like about this group, and then he just shows up at the end of most of the work and obliterates the enemy or finds some weird funny way to like solve all the issues, and it's just really good time. Good time.
Yeah.
And this season we got introduced to a lot of scenarios actually, and the ending for this one was crazy. So like we went from vampires to money laundering, and I didn't even question it. I was just like, yeah, this makes sense. This is
It
completely
plays out.
this is completely makes sense. And it was just so funny too, because he was when he came up with the idea for fucking fraud, and every other character was like, I don't get it. And then
Yeah. So basically, let us give you the rundown of what happened this season. It's just so you guys can get an idea for what the hell type of show this is. We start the season off with a all out battle in a rundown lawless city that's run by multiple factions called in
syndicates.
tower and syndicates and these group of people called tower leaders and stuff like that, right? The rise of the blood moon that only comes every 1,000 years is coming back again, and the rise of the blood queen is coming again. Last time this happened, she slaughtered an entire fucking city, right? Like
Yeah.
this is the first arc. All this goes down in 3 episodes. We go from there to what McMillian was just saying, into an entire London money laundering scheme.
Money laundering scheme that resolved in a evil organization being took it down in
Yes.
funniest way. And then
Well, a branch of the evil organization, not the entire
yeah.
evil organization, but just one of
But
them
I'm saying
branches.
like, but I was like, technically, it was like substantial enough that they had like businesses and stuff like that.
Yes,
attached to it.
and so he does this whole John Wick. I'm not John Wick. James Bond bit the whole money laundering arc, right? And then we go from there to a kingdom revolution.
Yep.
But get this. So during this kingdom revolution, one of his people that didn't necessarily turn on him, but I guess you could say in a sense turned on him because she protected her mother on it. It turned out that one of the missions they went on, her mother was there, and one of the shadows was going to kill her mother, and she was rightfully so protected her own mother, right? And so now traitor. you know how it goes from there.
Yeah.
And so now that whole situation happened, and Shadow's like, I can use this to make myself even greater. Not only am I gonna kill her, but I'm gonna make her into a evil tyrant. That's my master plan.
That is, yeah, and also like try and bring the agent he thought betrayed him back, and it was wild. It was crazy.
On top of that, while dealing with another ancient impending doom. Where then when you get revealed, when you get world lore at the end, where it's revealed that there's multiple realms and dimensions.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you end the season off with him returning back
to the real world.
To his original world. Because you know what? Let me ask you that. Because so the world he came from, it looked like. Do you think what happened with the guy was explaining how where the realms collided happened with them essentially? Because it looked like they had cyborg? The cyborg, like they had technology and everything back in the Ridge world.
Potentially, because at first I was like, I was like, okay, so we're
like
back
was
in
they
the
were
original...
always like this, but that's not how they depicted it the first time. It's like they made a statement to show you like things were different.
I think we're gonna find out that when he got hit by that truck, it opened a hole, and then somebody else is there besides just like someone else made it. Like when he made it to
the other place, somebody crossed over
as well. Yeah, basically, like we gotta reverse situation, which in any other anime, like hold on one purpose. In Dead Mount Death Play, for example, that was a really interesting plot point. Not saying it's
Yes.
not interesting here, but it's not going to be taken seriously. I guarantee.
Nothing is, but that's the thing about the show.
Nothing.
It's also a comedy, so you're not necessarily supposed to take it serious. But at the same time,
but
the characters in the world, in everybody in them, they take everything serious, and
seriously.
it's everybody but Shadow, which makes it fucking hilarious.
Yeah, really perfectly balanced. And I'm just very interested to see what the hell we about to get up to in the real world. Like, what?
Yes, that was my thing when I saw we got back. Because first of all, after the big fight, right? Why are you touching random black holes that just appeared out of nowhere?
He said that's the thing. It was so much like a character because he said, "I'm gonna give myself over to the darkness," and he just fell into it. And I'm just like, "What the fuck? Like, why? Why would you just trust this? What the hell?" A giant, like, you just fought a giant, like, dragon.
That was a choice. That wasn't a mistake. That was, you chose to go in there, sir. Like, why would you? You don't know what's beyond that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, like, granted, he did kill, like, the demon dragon or whatever came out of, like, the original one, but still, like, you want to jump into a world with like multiple of those? I mean, I guess, but
yeah,
I shouldn't be surprised. Like,
no, fuck that. The funniest part of the season to me is when after they resolved the John Wick shit, right? And, and my boy said, "All right, now I'm just gonna disappear and hope they forget about it and just come back and like nothing happened."
And they thought, and it was just, and the really funny part about that was that he fought the leader of his group. And made her think that she wasn't worth that. Sent off someone, thought they fully died, and it was like, oh fuck, I hope I didn't actually mess that up. And everybody was just, and then somehow it resolves, and he's solved everything. Everybody is like, oh my god, he's a genius. He was able to like make it so that we win today. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, how the hell do we get this lucky? Like, the luck stat is insane.
It's insane, bro. That's the real stat he pulled. He didn't pull power. His luck stat is maxed out.
My god.
That's the real stat he maxed out, god dang. Because, man, I think there's a show called that. I maxed out my luck stat or something like that.
I would not be surprised. There's a show about a vending machine. I'm not surprised if there's a thing about luck.
I watched the first few episodes of that, and I had to leave it alone because I was like, why is this? Once again, just because we can doesn't mean we should. All right, everybody? All right. Yeah. I'm not even saying it's bad because I mean overall it might be a good time. Just having around, just chatting and just talk, just getting into some like shenanigans, right, with a vending machine. But I think we can do better. Is all I'm saying. I think we can do better.
Oh, it's just like what are we doing now? What are we doing? Where are we going with this?
But listen, at least it wasn't a pig, right? At least it wasn't a pig anime.
All right, but to get back to the topic on hand, before we get too much to attention of just anime being weird. Eminence and Shadow of the Season, I think it was just it continues to like raise the bar of silliness and crazy, and I just like how it always seems to balance it very well. Like as you said, this is an action and comedy shonen, but they were able to balance it just really well.
So two questions because I am looking at the docket here. I'll just make sure we hit everything. So it is some stuff we gotta still hit upon. And I'm glad you put this down here because I almost forgot about this. With his whole sister, I knew they was gonna play that stick where she was basically gonna be this hidden powerhouse because like we don't never see her fight, but we know she's whooping ass every time she fights, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I think we know because I think we saw her fight that one time, but no, that wasn't her at the end of last season. That wasn't his sister. But every time we hear about it, she's whooping ass though. So I was like, yeah, his sister's gonna be some secret powerhouse. I already know it. Yeah,
and it turned out she was the exact secret powerhouse because she's the vessel. She can be a vessel for Aurora, or as she's also known, the Demon Diablos, which is the whole thing that the cult is trying to like the person the cult is trying to fucking bring back. So like, Sia's sister is also insanely strong. Now, granted, I think she can at the current moment in time, Claire cannot handle all of her power because in that last episode, like when she
But they
tried
gave
to use the
they
spell,
did, but they gave him a tool to help her start to control it though.
control it,
Now,
yeah. So more crazy shenanigans. Because I'm pretty sure since Claire is obsessed with her brother, I'm pretty sure them going into the real world next season is not going. It's probably going to.
it's not going to end
start
well
some
for
bullshit.
somebody.
Yeah,
it's not going to end well for somebody. I don't know who, but it ain't going to end well for somebody.
Yeah.
Which made me think. So now I need to look up because the next arc is a movie, right? So is the movie about his time
Yeah.
in the real world? Is that what's going down?
I'm assuming because from what people are saying, from what it says about the film, it is a continuation film. Like it's just gonna pick up where it left off. So I'm assuming that I guess his stint in the real world isn't as long as I guess like a regular like
arc or something. So just make a little movie out of it.
Yeah, which makes sense to me because I just feel like seeing the
only reason we're here is to add to his harem. That's the only reason we're here.
That's the only reason we're here. The girl he
Yes.
saved at the beginning is probably going to end up joining him. But also Sid himself will probably be like, I don't want to be back here. The fuck?
What am I doing here? I can't be the Eminence and Shadow here. Let me go back to my where I belong.
Because if anything, I would imagine like because they showed at the end that if I remember correctly, he still had like his
his
seemed
powers
like he still
stuff,
had his powers. But I'm assuming what's going to happen is he's slowly going to start losing them, and he's going to freak out.
That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
I don't want to be.
That would be hilarious. If they go, I didn't even think about that, but if they go that route, that would be freaking hilarious. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking maybe he goes around doing Eminence and Shadow stuff in his real world because he couldn't do it before, but now he can actually go in that stuff like that. So we just see him going around having fun back in his original world essentially. But I didn't even think about that. The route you went. I kind of like that a little bit better actually.
So that one also crossed my mind of him like being Eminence and Shadow in the world. But I felt like if they did that, eventually it would get boring for him because real world crime isn't extravagant as fucking fantasy crime.
No, I'm telling he do the whole shtick. I'm talking about he get a whole nother 7 shadows and everything.
Oh,
just to end up leaving them in the end.
I mean, that also would be funny. That also would be hilarious because like my thought process if they went that route is that like he'd like maybe for a month or so start taking out like bad guys, but then be like real upset because it's like, man, they don't got magic or they ain't some of the monsters. They ain't doing like half the shit they was doing over there. Like I'm kind of bored.
At least with the other stuff, they at least be able to do some type of magic.
Exactly. Like I mean, like they ain't gonna win, but still, like
I can at least have a show.
Exactly.
Can have a show with my ass whooping, but this is just nothing.
It's just normal people. Like
it's just a regular guy. That's just a guy with a magic stick.
So I feel like there's a couple routes they could go, but all of them would be very funny.
Yeah, it's a couple routes they could go, especially now that knowing that it's supposed to be a continuation movie. So it's going to be interesting to see what he actually does during his time back in his original world. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, we're just here just to add to his harem because I'm pretty sure we're picking up old girl. I would be hella surprised if we don't pick up old girl.
Yeah, I was about to say there's no way you keep showing this girl being obsessed with him and she don't end up following him to the magic world.
I would be hella surprised. That would be the shock of the century.
That would honestly, because every girl that has shown remote interest in this man has ended up as a part of Shadow Garden. Or as you call it, the harem. So,
all right, I told you what was my favorite comedy moment from this season. What about you?
I think it was Princess Rose. After she found out that her mom was potentially evil, she wasted zero time.
You thought that was funny? That was horrifying.
That was. I'm sorry. It was dark.
God
it was
damn.
Dark, but that was funny to me because she wasted no time.
What are we doing here?
Her and the dude. Like that was it was fucked up. But
I mean, well, she didn't kill him. I mean, well, she didn't kill her mom. Her mom got killed by I can't remember what happened, but
I
she
thought she
did die.
killed. I thought
But she
because
didn't kill
remember
her mom though.
she puts that ring on, and then like the message from her dad plays, and her dad was like, "Yeah, even my wife might be poisoning me." And I thought like her reaction to that was,
Yes, but she didn't kill her mom though,
okay.
because then
I misinterpreted that scene because I thought that was fucking hilarious. I was like, she wasted no time. Oh my god.
yeah, that wasn't her who killed her mom though, and I can't remember. I think it was
Mordred.
the round table guy. Yeah, if I recall
Mordred.
correctly, or it was one of the Drake. Yeah, because I believe Mordred killed the round table guy, and then when the Black Rose came, I believe that's how her mother died. If I'm not mistaken, I can remember the exact sequences.
Okay, so I might have messed that up because I thought that was funny. But if not that one, the scene on the train with with Sid was pretending to be John Smith, and he was explaining money laundering, and he couldn't figure, and he didn't understand that there's like a system behind it, and he thought it was just like printing out money and using like fake bills, and the Fox girl gives him like explains basically how money laundering works, and he's like, and she's like, but how would that like do anything? And she was like, is that your answer? Because he's trying to figure it out, and she just does the work for him, and he's like, yeah, that's exactly my thought. That was just so funny because it was just so dramatic.
Is that what you think?
Is that what you think? And then she was like, oh, no, you're actually a genius because then this is what happened. And I'm just like,
he's a madman, everybody. I don't know how he does it. That got to be one of my favorite sticks of the of the series. Oh, I don't know how he does. He's just almighty, all-knowing shadow. And the entire time he's just winging it. He's just winging it the entire time.
Winging it. No character growth, no substance, just constant bits. just like,
constant winging it.
Yeah, I'm just doing whatever,
all
guys.
The character growth are coming from you guys. You are exactly anything. You guys are the Eminence and Shadow.
Alpha at this point is the main character. Shadow is just there. Like in terms of actual an actual. I mean,
story, if we being real, yes, Alpha is the real boss. If we being real, yes, she just has to. It's kind of like the situation with One Piece. Nami's the real captain. Right, Luffy's just here. He's just a figurehead. He just so happened to get to be the first, right? But really, we all listen to Nami.
It's like he's the charismatic one. Like in reality, I'm the boss, but he makes shit pop off. So like we gave him the
we can't stop him, so we just have to listen to his decisions at the end of the day.
Basically, oh man,
yeah, but yeah, man. And do you know? Well, I guess I was about to say they did a classic beach episode, but this wasn't a beach episode. This was a hot spring episode. They could have left this one out though, because I think how they did the hot spring bit, season 1 was better than how they did it this time.
Yeah, I mean it was still funny, but yes, it didn't reach what it did. Season 1 was a lot funnier.
Yeah, because Shadow is a fool.
Yeah.
That man is a fool. So who you got for best comedy? Shadow or Konosuba?
Oh,
because Konosuba is a fool too.
Or Subaru?
Yeah, Subaru. Yes, thank you.
I think it's gotta go to Shadow because, like, so it's interesting because they're almost like separate in a way.
They are separate in a way, but they do some stuff similar.
Well, because I was about to say, like Subaru. The reason why he's funny is because he's like most of the time he's bringing like real world. He's like trying to be very pragmatic about his situations, and everybody else is a fucking fool. And the reverse is everybody else is pragmatic and Shadow is not. So it's just very. It depends, I think, on like which one you want more. But I think I'd have to say Shadow's definitely more of a fool because it's just the level of insanity is crazy. Because like even in Konosuba, at a certain point, the shenanigans they don't work.
Stop.
Yeah, they don't work. But in this show, they're always gonna work. They're always gonna hit. So it's a pick your poison at that point.
You think we'll ever see a day kind of similar to a One Punch Man moment? You ever think he'll have his real rival?
Yeah, I think if not for, I don't know how long it'll last, but I definitely think it'll happen because I just feel like that'd be funny.
Because of
Because
course that's also part of the stick as well.
yeah, because I feel like we're going to get a character that's just as strong as him that takes everything seriously, and he doesn't.
It could be his sister. Like I said, his sister could be the final boss.
I would not be so. That would be a very cool thing to do. Because like I said, like you said, Ace, this is a complete action anime inside of a
Yes.
comedy. Like the things that happen that aren't a part of like the comedic situations or they are around the comedic are very interesting. Like the
Yeah,
blood,
like they're telling
granted,
an actual story.
like granted, it's kind of tropey, but like it's still like very like it has the fantasy beats there, and they're not
Hmm.
terrible. Because like the Blood Moon thing was interesting. Like you telling me like the Queen of Vampires made a city where people could live free, like live in harmony, but she couldn't. Like that's a very interesting plot point, and it just and then you can introduce the silliness to it. You're just like, this is hilarious. Like you get
Yeah.
both sides, honestly, and it's just yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I'm very yeah. If they keep doing they got a fan. They got a fan for me. If they don't mess it up, they gotta
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. As long as they, like you said, I'm with you there. As long as they don't mess it up and just stay true to what they've been doing so far, I don't see where they could go wrong. And as you mentioned earlier, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what this movie got going on. Do we have a release date for that by chance?
No, I don't think so. I believe it's projected to release sometime this year because it
Okay.
was announced last year, and usually like you get a year turnaround. But if that is the case, that means we'll probably in America we might not get it to early if not by the end of this year, like early next year, depending on when it releases.
Do you think that's the end of Rose and a part of the
No,
Eminence and Shadow?
no, I don't think so.
I was about to say because
Because
she's the queen of a whole nation now.
yeah, I think they're she's probably gonna play into it some way because the thing is they just keep fucking with this girl. Like when she got when it like first happened, I was like, God damn, they just gonna keep messing with this girl. Oh, they killed her dad.
You know what?
Did they like?
Something else also hilarious. I just thought about what we could see for a final battle. Just all the ladies coming together to duke it out for his love.
I don't
Battle
put it past
Royale.
them. I don't put it past them. I just don't think it'll matter. I think
They,
it'll
we get
happen.
to the end of the series. They get to the top of the food chain. There's no more Code Diablo. It's
Diablos.
they won essentially. Now it's basically we can chill, right? The Eminence of Shadow is no longer needed. Oh well, if if Eminence of Shadow is no longer needed, Lord Shadow Summer, I still want to still chill with you, hang out with you, right? Well, no, I want to hang out with Lord Shadow
I
Summer.
feel
What you mean?
yeah. I feel like that'll happen, and Sid will be completely oblivious to it, and he'll be like,
Yeah.
"Well, this isn't fun anymore. I've done everything I could, going back to the real world." And and then he'll be in the real world, and he'll be like, "Wait, they all wanted to date me." No, like I feel like it could end like that. I would not put it past it. Not put it past it, but yeah, season 2 is great. I'm looking forward to this film. If you're a fan of Eminence and Shadow, let us know what you guys thought of it down in the comments. And if you've never heard of it, but me and Ace talking about it in this weird way, uh, and all the shenanigans made you want to check it out, highly recommend doing so. It's a great time.
Yes, it is. It is a wonderful time.
With all that being said, though, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us on up. As always, guys, appreciate you for watching this last listen. If you want to stay up to date on all things about the council, please consider following us on our social media. There's at Gurren Otakus on Twitter and at Gurren Otaku Council everywhere else. As always, if you're fucking with the content, like I said before, we're on the road to 100. So please consider hitting that subscribe button, clicking that bell notification, and hitting the like button to let us know that you're fucking with us and fucking with the content. If you're listening to us on audio only platforms, consider also following us there as well as leaving a review and sharing it with your family and friends. We'd really appreciate it. And also, stopping over on YouTube and hitting the subscribe button, just to help us reach our goal. We would greatly appreciate that as well. But with all that being said, guys, continue to enjoy anime. Continue to enjoy the winter season. As we basically around the corner from spring.
Right
But
around the corner.
yeah, so continue to enjoy all that. This is Gurren Otaku.
We might. I don't. So speaking of that, not winter season, spring season. With that being said, we're gonna be, of course, we have to pick a new feature anime. So we might do something different where we ask you guys to kind of help us pick that. We got to see how we want to work that out. But yeah, so just be on the lookout for that. You know, we're gonna be needing a new feature anime for the next spring season. So we might need some help with that.
Yeah, in the future season. I actually, you know what? I think I might mess up because I think technically we are in spring already, right?
Are we?
I don't know. I think so. Actually,
no. This is winter, right?
Did we still?
Well, I mean, technically, I get what you're saying. We technically might be in spring, maybe. I'm not sure that when it transfers over from winter to spring. I don't know the exact time frame.
Hold on, I'm just. Okay, no, we're not there yet. Cool, I was right. Jay was right.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
McMillian was great. Okay. Yeah. So just be on the lookout for that. Like Ace said, we might solicit some of your guys' answers for what we feel like we should follow next season. But as always, guys, continue to enjoy this lovely medium. This is Gurren Otaku Council saying meeting adjourned. Peace out, everybody.